Good night, my name is Yonasis Niebles. This is the oral presentation about the partial. So let's start to talk about the flipped learning methodology. Talking about the flipped learning methodology, this must be one of the most interesting approaches that we can use in our classes because it's a really creative methodology that we can use in our classes as a teachers because basically consists in reverses the traditional ways to teach the students. Basically consists in provide all the necessary material before the classes. The teachers provide all the necessary materials such as videos, documents, magazines, books, blogs, presentations, and all that stuff. It could be virtual or physical, such as books. And the teacher provides all this material about some topic in a specific, and the students must study this material at their houses. Let's talk about some advantages and disadvantages about this approach. One advantage are that that the students can learn at their own pace at home. Another advantage is that helps the students to identify who need more support. This also improves in the students' autonomy and responsibility. Okay, let's talk about some disadvantages. What I think that is the most important disadvantage of this approach is that the students might need connection. It requires access to technology and internet at home, and there are some students that don't have access to the technology, so they are not going to be able to study all the material before the classes. And another disadvantage that is really important is that the students may not complete the pre-class task. They are going to be alone at their houses, and they might not complete or read or watch the videos that the teacher is going to provide to them. So these are the most biggest disadvantage that I can talk about. But let's talk about a little bit about the PBL, that is the problem-based learning. This approach is really important, and it's becoming very popular between the teachers because it helps to the students to improve their skills, the necessary skills to affront the real world problems, because the PBL helps the students to improve their creativity, critical thinking, and problem solving, and also teammates working groups. So and this is another interesting methodology that we can talk about. The problem-based learning is basically to assign problems really adapted to the real life situations, and the students have found a resolution for this problem that we present as teachers. Which are some similarities between PBL and flipped learning? Okay, some similarities. One of the most similarities that I can research is that both approaches help the students to improve their autonomy and also help the students to improve their both approaches help the students to be the protagonists of their own knowledge. And the flipped learning, I think, is a really interesting approach because we can use role plays or simulations. We also can use the educative platforms, interactive games, or challenge. And these activities encourage active participation and also collaboration and deep understanding, making the class more meaningful and productive for all the students. Of course, we as a teachers have the challenge to provide all the necessary material and the most realistic problems in the PBL, and we have to use these approaches as a tool, but we also can combine both and make our classes more creative, interactive, and meaningful for the students.